Everything you and everyone else could ever imagine is all happening at the same time, and none of it means anything. What happened to Mortal Kombat? That's what I want to talk about. What the hell happened? I understand that times change, technology changes, expectations change. Nothing can remain the same forever. Evolution is necessary, sure, but there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. There are ways to take your established foundation and build up. We've seen Mortal Kombat do this a million times. They've had to, right? Any IP that persists and thrives for nearly 35 years has to. If they don't, they'll disappear. What you should never, ever do, though, is sacrifice what makes you who you are in order to hit that next arbitrary goal. And in some ways, I feel Mortal Kombat has made this mistake. It's a mistake that, in the short term, appears to be pretty costly. Today, we'll explore what these mistakes and subsequent consequences could mean for the future of Mortal Kombat. As you might imagine, I've got a lot to say about this subject, but let me make one thing clear right here at the top. This is not some clickbait garbage. I don't hate Mortal Kombat all of a sudden. I'm not renouncing my 30-plus year fandom of my favorite franchise over a couple clicks. I hope those of you who have been watching for years know that I'm not that kind of jabroni. I might be a different kind of jabroni, but I'm not that kind. It's the fact that I do love Mortal Kombat that makes me so passionate about this subject. And the truth of the matter is, I am not happy with where the series is right now. I think we're in a bad place, and if this course is not corrected very soon, it's only going to get worse. So join me in questioning what happened to Mortal Kombat. Every video here on 616 Entertainment is made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you enjoyed the show here today, consider signing up. You'll get early access, exclusive videos and podcasts, and more. Pro Wrestling Tees has the merch. As always, thank you for watching. Now, I stated there that you should never sacrifice what makes you who you are in order to hit the next goal, whatever it may or may not be. And I can feel it. I can feel that some of you are thinking, Mortal Kombat hasn't lost its edge. Not in the violence department. As a matter of fact, Mortal Kombat is more violent than ever. And to that, I say, I agree with you. I've spoken those words myself many times. But here's the deal. I'm not talking about violence. I'm not talking about violence because, and this is another thing I've stated many times over the years, violence is not the one and only thing that makes Mortal Kombat what it is. It's clearly a key factor. Yes, it would be stupid to pretend that it isn't. Remember MK versus DC Universe? Remember when that game was rated T for teen because Warner Brothers didn't want their heroic characters being disemboweled and whatnot? Yeah, that went over well. MK vs. DC is an awesome game. I'm personally of the mind that a good deal of the negativity levied in its direction can be attributed specifically to people who value one thing and one thing only. That being horrifically grotesque fatalities. And let me be super clear, I do love the violence. I don't want it to go anywhere. It's a staple, but it's not what I'm talking about. And I'm glad that's not what I'm talking about because I'm forced to censor some of this stuff nowadays, or else YouTube punishes me and takes away my monetization. There is an uncensored version of this video over on Patreon. I'm sorry I have to do it like this. It's not up to me. Trust me.
Who's your queen?
Fatality. Sindel wins.
So if I'm not talking about fatalities and blood, then where am I coming from? I hear you. Let's take a ride. What do Reptile, Smoke, Rain, Jade, and Noob Saibot have in common? Outside of being palette swap ninjas, obviously. You give up? At one point in time, they were all just rumors. They were like the Candyman, a whisper in the classroom, a story on the playground, you know? In the early 90s, kids could come to school and tell their friends, dude, there's a green Sub-Zero. He's like a green Scorpion too. He's like both of them mixed together. I don't know what happened. He fell out of the sky and said something weird. I don't remember. Usually the friend would say, how did it happen? And the answer would be, oh, I don't know. And when you can't recreate something like that, it feels like a lie. It was fun, man. Great times. Eventually, that skeptical friend would be playing and Reptile would show up. And then that friend would come to school and be like, yo, I saw him! And you'd be like, I told you, man! How about another one? Smoke peeking from behind the trees in the living forest. Jade peeking from behind the trees. Like, whoa. A gray ninja? Holy shit, a green katana? Who is that? Is that Katana's sister or something? It was the same deal as Reptile. These characters were in Mortal Kombat 2, but finding them and fighting them was not gonna be easy. These sorts of mysterious figures hiding in the backgrounds made it feel like there could be secrets everywhere. As the player, we were never sure what the hell was coming next. I've been playing this game forever, but have I seen everything there is to see? Or is there still someone else I haven't found yet? Remember, there was a time where we didn't even know these characters' names. We just knew that they were watching us and that there had to be more than just a pop-in from behind a tree, right? For a different but similar situation, how about Blaze? How about Ermac? These specifically were characters that did not exist. We created them in our minds because we couldn't help ourselves. The character who would eventually be known as Blaze was just a shrunken down Liu Kang sprite used as background decoration. Ermac? He was a glitch. It was text appearing in the game's debug menu and alleged visual bugs that led players to create these tales of a super real, totally existent red ninja. Hell, remember that magazine that didn't get the Ermac memo and they created a lie about a character named Red Robin? I'm telling you, this was it. There are more of these stories, many more. I can't tell you about all of them because we'd be here all day. The point I'm getting at is this element of uncertainty, never truly knowing if we had uncovered every stone. It's dead. It's gone. And NetherRealm Studios were the ones who killed it. Allow me to explain. With Mortal Kombat 9, we traveled back in time. Everything that had occurred up to this point still happened. It's not like all of our established events were retconned or anything. We simply had a Raiden who sent a message back in time to his younger self. This newly gained information set him on a quest to change the future, and in many ways, it did. Just not in the ways he'd intended. After time traveling with the story of MK9, Mortal Kombat X showed up, and oh my god, we're time jumping again. All over the place. We jump 25 years ahead. We flash back to relive things that happened during the jump. Goodness gracious. We're getting a little crazy here. With Mortal Kombat 11, holy shit! Not only are we time traveling, we've now introduced the concept of timelines and generations. Young Johnny Cage is annoying current-day Johnny Cage. Modern-day Sonya Blade dies, but her younger self is still here as she hasn't lived her full life yet. Kano's younger self being killed blinks the modern Kano out of existence, because now he'll never live to see that age that he's currently at. It's a lot. Time travel with overlap. These stories are stacking up and making things messier than they'd ever been, which is really saying something when it comes to Mortal Kombat. So MK11 culminates with Liu Kang wiping the slate clean. Back in time to find the great Kung Lao, who longtime fans will know was really like the original Earthrealm babyface. He was the good guy's longtime champion who was eventually killed by Goro, leading to Outworld's many wins and the plot of the original Mortal Kombat game. So coming back to the great Kung Lao meant that nothing we knew had even occurred yet. This is as far back as you can possibly go. I remember being so excited, wondering what it was that they were going to do next. Does NetherRealm really have the balls to wash it all away? Look, when the Great Kung Lao was banging, there was no Scorpion. There was no Sub-Zero. Liu Kang wasn't a twinkle in his parents' eye. Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Kano, none of them even existed. This reveal basically set the table for Mortal Kombat 12 to have a roster consisting of entirely original characters. This was the Great Reset. And then it wasn't. Mortal Kombat 12 was officially revealed as Mortal Kombat 1, keeping with the theme of going back to the very beginning. I get it. What I don't get is why that's not what Mortal Kombat 1 ended up being. At all. Did NetherRealm really have the balls to wash it all away? No, they didn't. And not only did they not really go with the Great Reset, they didn't reset anything. There is no Great Kung Lao. Forget you saw that. We're jumping forward multiple generations. Now, why are we doing that? We're doing that so that Sub-Zero can be here, and Scorpion, and Johnny Cage. And not only are all of these characters still here, our main bad guy is literally the bad guy from the last game. And I don't mean like, oh, it's a different version of Shang Tsung. No, it's the same fucking guy. He survived. In the new era, that was all the marketing. New era, new era, new era. In the new era, the stars of the show are the old era. And not only is every member of the roster somebody from the old guard, we've held on to time travel. And now we're introducing the multiverse. Yes, not only is everyone back, but millions of different versions of them are back as well. Literally any random generation of combining Scorpion with Sonya, or Johnny Cage with Melina, or Sub-Zero with Reptile, or Rain with Baraka, it's all here at the same time. And there's no rhyme or reason to the combinations. It's just a random spin of the multiversal wheel. When everything is happening, none of it matters. We used to be able to wonder and fantasize about like, oh dude, could you imagine a Sub-Zero that was like with the black dragon and he's got like Kano's steel thing on his face? That's in there. Could you imagine a katana that had Scorpion's spear and the flaming skull? That's in there too. The mystery of imagination, the possibilities of the unknown becoming reality, has been removed. It has been taken away from us because there no longer is an unknown. Everything exists at the same time. So we no longer have to fantasize. No, we no longer get to fantasize about this or that because it's all just here. There's a dream mashup of your favorite and second favorite fighters of all time. She's right over there. There's a combination of references to the past, but modernized in a weird way you didn't expect. Right over there. You can't play as any of these characters. You do not have the choice to interact with any of them. You don't get to unlock them. And you don't even get to learn about the secrets of their past because they have no past. They are nothing. They don't really exist. Meanwhile, everything and everyone and anything that ever could happen is happening and is here all at the same time because a quintillion timelines from the fucking multiverse have all converged to sell you more DLC. All this despite this being the great reset of the new era. What could and should have been whispers in the classroom and conversations at the water cooler that might someday become a reality years from now are boiled down to randomly generated and stitched together parts to make you go, whoa, for the duration of one fight. Never to be thought of, referenced, or followed up on ever again. Everything you and everyone else could ever imagine is all happening at the same time, and none of it means anything. The end of the story shows us Havoc, a character we hadn't really seen in any real way outside of Armageddon in almost 20 years, and he's established as the main bad guy for this DLC expansion. This could have been incredible. Like, holy fuck, Havoc? Dude, I thought he was long gone. Havoc's been missing since, like, Deception. He's a major deal now? He's a super badass now? Whoa. But that's not how we felt, because Havoc is a playable character in Mortal Kombat 1. He was in the story mode. We already had that whoa, Havoc moment, and not only did we see him, but we fought him. We kicked his ass. Multiple times. The big reveal moment of whoa, Havoc is gone. You blew it. But in a way, I'm glad they did this, because it perfectly illustrates my point. Havoc's back! Oh, he's still a jobber. Never mind. Actually, Havoc again, and now he's also the ultimate bad guy? You don't get to do this. This is not how stories work. This is not how anything works. When everything is happening, there are no stakes. And when there are no stakes, nothing matters. You should never, ever sacrifice who you are in order to fit in with the cool kids and to be popular in the short term. And by adopting this Marvel DC multiverse horseshit, I am of the mind that Mortal Kombat has sacrificed the sanctity of secrecy. And that secrecy, that flavor of the unknown, that contagious conversation of, dude, did you have like a weird guy show up during one of your fights, or was that just me? That is what makes Mortal Kombat what it is. We've seen the reaction to the sacrificing of who you are, the consequence of belittling the sanctity of secrecy. Mortal Kombat 1 has sold a few million copies, but it's not selling like MK11 did. The story expansion with Other Havoc reportedly did not do well at all. So poorly, in fact, that it's rumored that the follow-up expansion has been outright canceled. This approach to Mortal Kombat is being rejected, and while I don't normally revel in the failures of franchises I enjoy, I think this one is well warranted. Multiversal, no stakes, no point schlock is the antithesis of Mortal Kombat. Remember when Liu Kang told the troops, "We are fighting for the fate of the world," in the movie?
We're fighting for the fate of the world!
That shit felt real, dude. That shit felt like, oh damn, alright, I gotta get my shit together. This is huge, right? Ironically, NetherRealm Studios plan to use MK1 to make the world, the universe, the rosters. By making them all titanically larger, none of it has ever felt smaller. So how do we pivot? How do we get out of this mess? Well, you tell me. I don't work for NetherRealm. I'm not going to waste my time coming up with some grand plan that nobody asked for, that will never go anywhere, and it doesn't matter in the long run. And I'm not going to waste your time by shouting it at you as if I have any authority here.
We're fighting for the fate of the world!
Okay. My one idea that I will share, and I will keep it brief, is this. Give us a third-person action RPG with Sub-Zero and Scorpion as the playable characters. This is a game that was in development in 2006. It was the sequel to Shaolin Monks, and it was canceled. Mortal Kombat Fire and Ice. Give us that, and go from there. And if I've got the pencil, this is going to be the Shaolin Monks universe, taking place between Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2. I could not possibly give less of a fuck if we never get back to this Mortal Kombat 1 timelines multiverse bullshit. That this timeline can just stay out there and go fuck itself for all I care. I don't want it anymore. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. And by the way, welcome back to Mortal Kombat Monday. It's been a while, hasn't it? I could really use you in my corner over on patreon.com/616entertainment or right here under a YouTube channel membership. I really have to be careful with censorship when it comes to Mortal Kombat now, or else YouTube jumps up my ass, and it's a pain. It's not my call. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you for watching. I love you, and until next time, I will see you